Love big flavours. Love little details. Love your kitchen. Homebase sponsors Food on 4.
Delicious food is surely one of the great joys of life. There is no point in putting food on a plate that can't be eaten with pleasure. But what turns good food into wonderful food? I believe it's all about care and attention to detail. Chuffed to bits with this. Cooking is my life. I was founding head chef at Bibendum in London and also an Egon Roney inspector. And I've written several best-selling cookbooks. Oh, Lordy, that's good. And now in this series, I'm going to show you how to cook extraordinary food at home.
That is very nice.
I'll be visiting some of Britain's best restaurants, from the River Cafe to the Walnut Tree, the Anchor and Hope to Fino, to be inspired, and of course, to talk food.
Artichokes. You know, it's one of my favourite things to eat here.
You'll find it hard to find many people who care as deeply about food as Simon does.
I love discussing recipes with other cooks, experiment with them, and find out how their dishes have developed.
I'm here to learn.
That's the first time you've ever said that to me.
Sultanas or raisins sometimes?
And I've never known anyone more able to dissect a dish and improve on it.
Some of the dishes I'll be cooking I've slaved over for decades to get just right.
Worth waiting for, that.
For others, I'll be picking up tips from these chefs who cook them as their speciality.
Oh, you've got parmesan on the inside as well.
Parmesan on the
Never knew
inside.
that.
With this knowledge and experience, I want to inspire you to cook delicious food and to show you how to put together exceptional menus for a variety of occasions.
Delicious.
And today, I'm cooking a continental supper. This continental supper is inspired by European holidays. Wonderful memories of adventurous tastes and flavours from abroad. These are some of my all-time favourite continental dishes, wonderfully evocative. And now, I want to show you how to create them at home in this memorable menu for 4. My first course is a simply lovely French dish, a green bean salad.
It's a lovely vegetable. Salad d'haricots verts.
For the second course, a magical Italian dish, Nudi, the naked ravioli. Delicate ricotta dumplings, heavenly.
Nudi, burro e salvia. Insanely good.
And for the main course, I'm going to cook one of the Mediterranean's most celebrated rice dishes, paella.
Every time I cook this, I get... fantastic.
And to round things off, a perfect French creme caramel infused with coffee.
Moment of truth.
Bingo.
Smooth, silky. Melts in the mouth.
This menu is all about cooking truly authentic dishes which have stood the test of time, bringing the continent into your kitchen. But first, and in anticipation of a meal such as this, let's begin with a fine drink and a nibble. So, a sophisticated drink with Italian roots. A negroni is the classic Italian cocktail, apparently named after a Count Negroni in 1920s Florence. It is a potent, bittersweet drink which will really liven up the palate.
I had my first Negroni served to me in Venice from the beautiful old Cafe Florian. It's a strong drink, but it's very continental. It's an adult drink, and when well made, it's one of the great, great cocktails.
This strong, invigorating drink is made up of 3 equal measures.
So, don't stint on the ice. Gin, a measure. Sweet vermouth, same measure. Vermouth is a fortified wine. This is especially nice. It's called Antica. And Campari, a bitter drink. but not unpleasantly so. I mean, it is the most wonderful colour. It's going to be enhanced by orange.
For a wafer-thin strip, use a good potato peeler and don't peel too thick.
A nice big piece of zest.
To release the fragrant oil, give the zest a tweak over the surface of the drink before adding it to the glass.
It's a great sound, stirring a good drink. And there you have it, the perfect Negroni. Chin chin. Yeah, fabulous.
To accompany this legendary cocktail, you will need a nibble that can stand up to its pronounced flavours. So I'm going to make some tasty little anchovy toasts. You simply must try them. Brush slices of French pain de mie with oil and toast until golden. Lay over some best quality anchovies. Then sprinkle with a little cayenne pepper. And finally, slice into neat soldiers.
This crunchy bread and that soft, salty anchovy. They're brilliant, actually. And so simple, yet a real burst of flavour in the mouth. Very possible to eat too many of these.
Salty, oily anchovies on crunchy toast are perfect here, setting off the bittersweet notes of the Negroni. A splendid start to this continental supper. Next, from Italy to France. My first course is a lovely dish I've often enjoyed on sunny days in the south of France. It makes me think of all those bustling food markets there with such beautiful produce, illustrated by something so simple as this vegetable salad.
A simple French bean salad is a beautiful thing. It's a lovely vegetable, salad d'haricots verts. It's the beginning to a nice continental lunch. I like it. I love this dish.
Begin by topping and tailing about 400 grams of extra fine green beans.
Now, to make the dressing, very simple. It's a smooth dressing, so smooth mustard. Don't use grainy mustard.
Add 2 teaspoons, then some pepper, a splash of red wine vinegar, and some extra virgin olive oil.
About 2 tablespoons.
Next, give 2 cloves of garlic a good bash.
Sprinkle some sea salt over it. And it's good to use sea salt because it has an abrasive action on the garlic. And then with the back of the knife, squash it together. You want to get it to a paste so it mingles in nicely with the rest of the dressing ingredients. This is getting almost creamy now, and it's ready.
Add the garlic to the mustard.
Give it a whisk. And finally, the cream.
Gently whisk 125 ml of whipping cream to a frothy, slightly thickened consistency.
Très bon. Good.
To cook the beans, I have a pan of salted water at a rolling boil.
And in with the beans.
They should take about 4 to 5 minutes.
Best way to know when beans are done is to pick one out and eat it. I don't want them crunchy. I hate crunchy beans. Beans that squeak when you put them between your teeth. I like them well cooked. I think this one should be there. It is. Over to the sink and drain.
Add the beans while still warm, so that they absorb some of the cream dressing.
Because beans are an irritating, sort of unwieldy shape, and you splash around, when these are cooled a bit, I shall get my hands in there, which is the best way to dress any salad anyway.
Finely chop 1 large shallot, a handful of parsley, then add to the bowl.
That's done.
into the bowl. Time for hands to get dirty. As they say in restaurant kitchens, let's plate up. This salad is best served at room temperature. Give the salad a little turn through the cream dressing each time you do serving, okay? And finally, little trickle of olive oil. It just gives a lovely finish to the dish. And that's it. Absolutely delicious little vegetable salad. Eat with a knife and fork and eat with pleasure. Tender green beans with that time-honoured trio of chopped parsley, garlic and shallots, all bathed in a cream dressing. A few simple ingredients, treated with care. A true taste of France. Coming up, I head to London's River Cafe in search of some very special Italian cooking.
Pretty special, isn't it?
As I seek to uncover the knack to making my next dish.
God, that's good, isn't it?
It really is good.
Oh, God.
All in preparation for my second course, wonderful soft and creamy Italian nudi.
Melts in the mouth. Insanely good. Oof.
Today, I'm showing you how to cook a continental supper menu. 5 favourite authentic dishes inspired by happy holidays. After a knockout negroni and a first course of French green bean salad, I want a light and delicate Italian dish for my second course. Nudi are dear little dumplings made of ricotta, a naked ravioli if you like, the filling without the pasta, meltingly soft. I first tasted them a few years ago at London's River Cafe, so it's to this kitchen I'm heading in search of the key to this signature dish. On the Thames Path in Hammersmith, the award-winning River Cafe has been serving superb Italian food for 25 years. Dishes such as this tagliatelle with radicchio, prosciutto and rosemary. Dover sole with wild fennel, lemon and artichokes, cooked in a wood-fired oven. And panna cotta with grappa and champagne rhubarb. The restaurant was founded by the late Rose Gray and Ruthie Rogers, 2 wonderful women who learnt everything they knew from observing Italian cooks and becoming friends and business partners with a true feeling for Italian food.
People often ask me about my most memorable Italian experience with food, and I'm not saying it just to sound kind of precious, but I really can remember where I was sitting, what I was doing, who I was with, and when it was when I had the first bruschetta with new oil. It was so peppery, it was so strong, and it was so kind of full on that I kept saying, this cannot be just olive oil, you know, and it was.
It was on one of their countless trips to Italy that Rose and Ruthie discovered how to make the dish I'm here to discuss, nudi.
First time that we had them was in a little restaurant just outside of Florence. It was a very small trattoria, and they just brought them out. That's one of those things we were talking about before,
of course.
Of discovering something not by a book or a magazine, but actually, wow, what is this? And then trying to learn the recipe.
Chef Joe Trivelli has worked here for 12 years, and I'm so excited to watch him cooking.
This is what it starts with, is ricotta. If you've got nice ricotta,
And this
you
ricotta
can't go wrong.
is...
This ricotta is from buffaloes, and this is very rich, hard ricotta. It's absolutely delicious.
God, that's good, isn't it?
It really is good.
I'm astonished.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
For making nudi, all you need really is just incredible ricotta, and then everything else.
And of course, when it's firm like that, it's much easier to deal with, isn't it?
Yeah.
So ricotta actually means does it recooked?
Recooked. So it's the whey from the cheese.
Yeah.
So it's like one of the most wonderful byproducts of the world, I suppose, in a way.
Fantastic.
So after they've made the cheese, in this case mozzarella with the buffaloes, they bring it up again to the temperature and skim the whey off and put it in normally a container like this.
So it can drip.
So it drips and sets. So yeah, very straightforward. What you need for nudi is just thyme, really, and not a lot else. So some parmesan and then nutmeg.
I mean, it's something you could put in a ravioli, but in this case, it's all on its own.
Yeah, it doesn't have the...
Naked.
Yeah, it's just like the filling.
Yeah.
I think it must be quite a relatively modern invention.
But first time I had it here, I was just astonished, as I'm sure everybody is the first time they have it.
The dumplings are rolled in semolina so that they can begin to develop the outer skin, which is necessary before you can cook them. In Italy, they are sometimes served with a tomato sauce, but here, Joe dresses them very simply with an excellent New Seasons olive oil.
And that is absolutely it. It's wonderful. The skin is very evident
Yes.
when you just bite into it, and then all that softness inside. It's delicious. So simple, so perfect. Thanks, Joe. Thank you very much.
I adore this dish, and tasting it again, I'm convinced it will make the ideal second course for this continental supper menu. I'm going to serve my nudi with butter and sage, burro e salvia, traditional and my particular favourite. You'll need to make the nudi the day before you want to cook them. Begin by grinding up some fresh parmesan.
Perfect. Now, we need 50 grams of this. So I'm going to put it straight in this bowl. So, to that, I'm going to add ricotta, 250 grams. The parmesan is enough seasoning for the mixture. You don't need any salt. That is it.
This dish is all about the fresh ricotta, so hunt down the best. The finer the ricotta, the finer the texture of the nudi.
We will also need a little bit of grated nutmeg. Very popular Italian spicing. Be careful of overdoing nutmeg. It can dominate, and we want it there, but we don't want it overdone. Here comes the interesting part. We're going to get some semolina and make our little balls.
Gently roll the mixture into little dumplings.
The smaller they are, the better, because the longer they are in the water, the more chance there is of them breaking up. It's a very delicate process.
Make sure the nudi are fully coated in the semolina.
It is such an Italian dish and fits perfectly into this continental menu. But I do love its purity. That's what knocked me out the first time. That's what really impresses me about this dish.
Transfer the nudi to a tub and cover them with the semolina, making sure you keep them separate.
They are left overnight, buried in the semolina. And what happens is that it forms a crust on the outside of this delicate little ball of cheese. And they will firm up, be assured. So, on with the lid and into the fridge.
Overnight, the semolina will draw out moisture and give the dumplings the delicate crust they need to hold their shape.
Now they really are nice and dry. The semolina has worked its lovely coating. And now I need to get rid of that semolina. So, tip them in the colander.
Next, I'm going to put together my favourite butter and sage.
What we need is little crisp sage leaves, butter that is going to become a sort of light nut brown colour, burro e salvia. So, butter. Round about 50 grams.
Gently melt the butter, and once it is frothing, you can throw in the leaves.
Oh, lovely smell, lovely smell. Sage and butter. Don't go too high on the heat because you'll burn them and you'll burn the butter. More importantly, you don't want to do that.
Keep an eye on them. The butter will gradually turn golden brown and develop a lovely nutty flavour. Once the leaves are crisp, set them to one side.
That butter is now beautifully flavoured with sage. We'll leave those there. And finally, let's cook the Nudi.
Add the Nudi to salted boiling water and then immediately turn down the heat.
Molto delicato, nice and delicate. You want it at a trembling simmer. They take a matter of minutes, and when they float to the surface, they are done. Right, I'm going to warm my butter back up. It's good to have everything close at hand at this point. Have a towel in your left hand and just do this. Gets rid of any excess water. They are the prettiest thing. Just with your fingers, sprinkle over some sage leaves, nice and crisp. And anoint with a little of the golden brown sagey butter.
Finish with a touch of black pepper and a dusting of parmesan.
And there we have it. Nudi, burro e salvia. A wonderful Italian dish via the wonderful River Cafe. Melts in the mouth. Insanely good. Oof.
An ideal second course for this continental supper. If you'd like to cook this or any of my dishes, go to channel4.com/Simon Hopkinson and add the recipe to your scrapbook. Coming up, I call into the kitchen of a treasured London restaurant to experience some of the very best Spanish cooking.
Oh, that's good.
And I'm given a really top tip.
Magic, I see.
As I research my main course, that most famous of all Spanish rice dishes, paella.
Oh, fantastic.
This five-course supper menu is a real celebration of some of my favourite continental dishes. And after my super negroni, a French green bean salad and Italian nudi, for the main course, I want to cook one of the most well-known and best beloved of all Spanish dishes, the paella. There are many variations of paella, and each Spanish cook having their own particular recipe. And in order to influence my humble offering, I'm off to see how they make their paella at Fino, my favourite Spanish restaurant in London.
I've known Sam and Eddie Hart for at least 15 years, if not longer. They are extraordinary hosts, and with Fino, they've done as near as damn it to the most authentic Spanish restaurant in London. And I take my hat off to them for that.
The restaurant serves contemporary tapas and regional Spanish dishes, such as squid in smoked pancetta and ink sauce, or calçots, the Catalan speciality of charcoal-grilled, sweet-tasting large spring onions, served with a classic romesco sauce. And even a suckling pig, roasted for 3 hours.
The food represents all of Spain and all of Spain's regions. What we try and do is just source fantastic ingredients and cook them relatively simply.
Fino is the driest of all Spanish sherries and a drink that owners Sam and Eddie Hart are passionate about.
That's fantastic.
Morning, boys.
Oh, Simon.
Hi, Simon. How are you?
Fine, how are you?
How are you?
Nice to see you.
Very lovely to see you.
Can we persuade you to have a little glass of sherry, maybe?
I think Manzanilla
Manzanilla,
would be
exactly.
perfect. I mean, I love cooking with sherry. You, in your book, you love it.
Well, you cook with sherry quite a lot, and it's completely dry and just gives this wonderful savoury depth of flavour.
It's wonderful.
You know,
with
clams and sherry and ham is one of
the most wonderful things. Well, it's delicious. Thank you.
Welcome. Cheers.
What I've really come here to see is paella, and Sam and Eddie tell me that head chef Nieves makes a cracker. It is a dish that relies on correct ingredients, technique and experience, so I'm looking forward to seeing how she cooks it.
Hello, Nieves.
Oh, hello.
How are you?
Nice to see you.
And you too?
So we're gonna do seafood paella today.
Okay.
Okay?
Wonderful.
Nieves has spent all morning making an excellent fish stock. This is good, as it'll help make her paella taste even better.
It's the stock who's got the power, okay?
Yeah. And you never stir it again now?
No. I'm gonna leave it like this now.
I'm making a menu which I'm calling a continental supper because for me that is a continental dish.
Yeah.
And this fits beautifully. I love it.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna put in the oven.
It's interesting to see that Nieves finishes her paella in the oven.
That's gonna be for 5 minutes.
It's nearly ready.
Nearly.
Can't wait.
Nearly.
And she has one more culinary trick up her sleeve.
I call it magic. Simon, look, I'm gonna show you. We call it magic. Our beautiful extra virgin olive oil, garlic and parsley.
You add at the end.
In my plate. If I do in my plate, I will add it.
I love that. I'm going to remember that. So you just trickle over the top.
Yes,
How fantastic.
and you see the fresh.
Yeah. And it just lifts it.
Exactly, that's what I said. That's why we call it magic.
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 Magic. I see.
Well, we're gonna leave it to rest now. You see?
I love your magic. I love that little tip, and also the oil looks beautiful.
So we're gonna cover for 5 minutes to rest.
I've heard the cloth helps take out the steam.
and yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
fantastic.
Good spoon. Thank you.
Beautiful. Oh, that's good. That stock. You're so right.
Here's the stock. Hot.
Hot and delicious. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Actually, the last thing she did to the paella was what really got me. The little magic bit of the oil and the parsley and garlic spooned over at the end. And that is something I will treasure because those are the little tips which make doing this job so exciting. A really intelligent final taste to wonderful paella, and it was magic.
With Nieves' tips on board, I can't wait to show you my version of this eternally pleasing continental classic. I've never forgotten my first paella. It was on holiday in Spain when I was 9 years old, and it was delicious.
That was when me, my brother, parents ate our first paella. Tasted wonderful. Food-related memories never, ever go away, especially if they're very good ones. And I'm going to show you how to make mine.
Paella is relatively straightforward to cook, and it needs to be approached in stages. Gather together all the components first, and I begin with browning the meat and fish in batches. For me, it is essential to begin with some chorizo.
These are picante chorizo, which means piquant, sort of sharpish, and they're delicious.
Once skinned and diced, add them to the pan with some good olive oil.
In it goes. Keep the heat low at this point. This pan is very thin, much thinner than any other pan you'll probably use on the stove. So things do burn quite easily. Just leave those to sizzle for a moment. They want to get a touch golden.
In this paella, I'm mixing meat and fish. And the next ingredient is the squid.
Denizen of the deep. A wonderful creature, strange, startling, and delicious.
Please try not to use frozen squid. as I'll show you how to prepare a fresh beauty.
It's not really a tricky thing to do, it's just a bit messy.
First remove the tentacles, pull out the translucent quill, and then give the body a good rinse.
Don't take off this membrane, most important. I think this has a lot of flavour, the skin, perfectly edible.
Finally, cut off the head and chuck it out.
The thing about squid to remember is that quick frying is good and slow cooking is good, but anything in between, you will end up with rubbery squid.
To minimise the risk of overcooking, I prefer to cook the squid whole and slice it later. So, simply season and it's ready for the pan.
Just going to check the chorizo. You can see more fat has come out of the sausage with its lovely, lovely flavour.
Set the chorizo to one side, but don't discard the oil.
And pop in the squid.
Fry very briefly in the wonderful fat from the chorizo.
Now I'm going to slice them, thin, thin, thin.
I also want to add some chicken, so I'm chopping up 4 skinless thighs into small pieces.
They're perfect for paella because they're tender, but they also have a good, firm, meaty texture to them.
Add to the pan, season, and cook until golden. Nieves made a great fish stock for her paella, but to make the dish more easily at home, I want to show you a fresh tomato essence full of traditional paella flavours.
And it's going to consist of tomatoes, dry sherry, the pimenton powder, wonderful condiment, and essential, as far as I'm concerned, to a paella.
So, add a heaped teaspoon to the blender, plus 100 ml of dry sherry and 4 cloves of garlic.
I want garlic flavour in the paella.
And the key ingredient, 200 grams of cherry tomatoes.
As we are going to sieve this, leave the skins on. Why bother peeling them? So just tip all this in there. You want to push quite hard on this. Really press it. It is quite a restaurant kitchen-y thing, this, because we're always looking for smooth things in certain dishes. Here, all I'm doing is getting rid of the pips and seeds of the tomato. We have a super smooth, thin tomato sauce.
This essence is filled with flavours that will deeply infuse the paella. Add it to the pan and let it reduce and thicken to intensify the taste even more.
Oh, it does smell good. Takes you straight back to Spain.
Now, it's nice to add some colourful vegetables, so slice up some flat green beans and 150 grams of skinned, flame-roasted peppers.
They're beautifully sweet and intense in flavour. And I love them.
It's now time to start bringing the whole dish together. Add all the prepared ingredients back into the pan and pour over 600 ml of really good chicken stock.
So, stock is in, and we're going to talk saffron. It is a crocus stamen, and it is this saffron that makes the rice beautifully yellow. For me, it's essential. And that's about the amount I want to put in. I'm going to sprinkle it over the surface.
And so to the rice, the most important ingredient of all.
This is calaspara rice, which is thought of to be the very best Spanish rice for paella. And I'm going to sprinkle it into the liquid here. A regal rice, and we have 300 grams of it. Now, very important, once you put the rice in, you stir it in, get it distributed, and never stir again. The reason you stir a risotto, for instance, is you want to extract all that starch and make it creamy. This is not that sort of dish.
So, just as Nieves did with hers, I'm now going to leave it alone. After 20 minutes, I can add the mussels. Very distinctive look, paella, is those little black beauties sticking out of the rice. Now, put in as many as will fit. If any mussels are open, chuck them out. Right. Now, something that I learned from Nieves, she finishes it off in the oven, which I hadn't done before. Cover with foil and put in the oven for 5 minutes at 180 degrees. And now, the really sweet finish that Nieves showed me. It's Nieves' magic. She did something that I'd never seen before, a nice little dressing. For this, chop a handful of parsley leaves with 2 cloves of garlic. It's a very good combination. One brings out the flavour of the other. Add enough olive oil to achieve a pouring consistency that you can then spoon over the paella at the end. Once the mussels have steamed through, it's the moment of truth. Oh, fantastic. Every time I've cooked this, I get those little mussels. I mean, I know the dish is about the rice, but I do love those mussels as sentries. The aromas are wonderful. It's just such a beautiful dish, a continental classic. All that remains is to finish off with Nieves' magic dressing and a squeeze of lemon juice. Can't wait to taste these mussels. So juicy. Delicious. And there is one last treasure hidden away in this paella. Now, I'm looking for sauerkraut. It's the most gorgeous, sort of where the rice catches and it gets toasty and slightly gooey. So I'm going to see if I've achieved one. That is very nice. Now, it looks burnt, but it actually tastes fantastic. This is one of the great continental dishes. It's fun to make, great to eat with friends, and totally delicious. Coming up, I want to show you a true French favourite, a dessert you can easily make ahead of time. Moment of truth. Bingo. Delicious creme caramels with a delicate coffee flavour. I'm cooking a continental supper, memories of holidays gone by, and my menu so far has shown you 4 delicious courses that all have authentic flavours from abroad. For my final course, I'm cooking a favourite finish. The creme caramel is such a great French dessert. It's a taste of bygone days, a bistro favourite, and when it's done well, it is simply divine. I love it. Creme caramel, a voluptuous dessert, and it is all about texture. I'll show you exactly how to achieve that deliciously smooth consistency. And I'm adding an extra taste, which I think makes it extra special. We're going to flavour this creme caramel with coffee. To make the custard, begin with 400 ml of whole milk and add 4 espressos for a fragrant coffee taste. I'm going to top it up with double cream to 600 ml. To contrast with the rich cream, I'm adding 80 grams of coffee beans to make it even more aromatic. You may think it's odd, but a little pinch of salt works wonders. So, onto the heat. Now,
I want to bring it up to a rather old-fashioned description of scalding, just below simmer. I don't want it to boil. And as this is coming up, I'm just going to add a touch of vanilla extract, about half a teaspoon.
Once scalded, take it off the heat, cover and leave for 2 hours so that the milk can soak up all those warm flavours from the coffee.
Now we're going to make the caramel. Now you need a pan that you can see the bottom. Don't use a non-stick pan, which is black, because you need to see the caramel changing colour while it's boiling.
Add 120 grams of granulated sugar into the pan with 3 to 4 tablespoons of water. Then bring up to a simmer.
Don't do anything else while you're making this. Don't answer the phone. Don't watch the television. Don't get too excited by the archers. Watch your caramel. The bubbles are forming. You'll start to see the colour change, to go very pale golden, get more golden. And then it'll start to get conker coloured, if you like. Slow heat, and the bubbles start to disappear when it gets to that caramel moment. So that is the colour we want, and it's going straight in the pots.
Pour a little pool of the richly coloured caramel into each mould. And for an extra caramel look, you can carefully twist the pots to move the caramel up the sides. This will add more colour to the custard when you turn them out.
They're really, really, really hot. Do be careful.
Once the caramel is safely in the pots, I can return to the custard.
So, we're going to need 3 whole eggs and 4 yolks.
Add 75 grams of caster sugar and lightly beat.
That's enough.
Then strain the coffee-infused milk through a fine sieve and don't waste a drop. Remove any froth with a piece of kitchen paper.
Hey presto, no froth. Good little tip, huh? So, into the moulds we go. Fill them as high as you dare, because it's so delicious, I want the moulds to be full. Get them by the stove. So, I'm going to get some hot water to pour around them, the Mary bath, the bain-marie. Tap hot water. Don't want boiling.
The bain-marie will cook the custards very gently and prevent them from curdling. This is the secret to achieving the voluptuous texture we want.
So, into the oven, carefully, gently. And we're going to put a little tent of foil pop it on top like that.
They should take around 40 to 45 minutes to set.
Et voila! Le crème caramel au café. And what we have is this perfect little bounce. Perfection. You might want to use a cloth. I've got pretty asbestos fingers.
Allow the custards to cool completely before covering them with cling film. Put them into the fridge for at least 3 hours so they get nice and cold.
They need a little bit of coaxing to get out, but and I always attempt to get them right in the centre of the dish. Just pull the custard away from the side of the mould, which creates a little bit of air, which helps release the vacuum that's holding them in there. Moment of truth. Bingo. I just want to show you how deliciously smooth and silky the interior of this custard is. Smooth, silky. Melts in the mouth. Coffee, custard, caramel. Oh, a real treat. A simple, classic dessert. A creme caramel, elegantly flavoured with coffee. I love the way everyday ingredients can combine to create something so special. A sublime end to this continental supper. So, 5 courses of deliciously memorable dishes. From the punchy, vibrant negroni with fingers of anchovy toast, to the super simple green bean salad in that lovely creamy dressing. Followed by a second course of melt-in-the-mouth nudi in a sage butter, and the ultimate Spanish dish, a spectacular paella, so golden and so very, very good. All rounded off with a perfect coffee creme caramel, a truly memorable meal that I hope you'll cook and enjoy with equal pleasure. You can add any of these recipes to your online scrapbook at channel4.com/Simon Hopkinson. Next time, a very special lunch. Yum, yum. The classics, all the things I adore, real favourites made with love. I think that's just dandy. They have never fallen out of fashion, and these dishes are some of the all-time greats. I've loved it ever since I can remember. Since about 6 years old, maybe. Cooked properly. Perfect. I want you to fall in love with these. I have all my life. Oh, lordy, that's good.
Simon cooks that next Monday at 9. Gordon Ramsay is appalled by the lack of respect for customers in an American bistro. Kitchen Nightmares USA, next on Channel 4. Here, the baffling, desperate true story of the murder of a young boy's stepfather. 12-year-old lifer is what More 4's watching next.